Now, lads, important question. What about the money then compared to now?
Well, you couldn't possibly compare now with then.
You got no money at all.
Everybody was struggling, you know. Fella had a job, he was very lucky.
But I mean, the shorts and the socks, they wanted them all back and all that sort of stuff.
My socks were always empty. I never saw anybody I don't think anybody. There was no such thing.
You got one jersey per season.
One jersey, that's
One jersey per season.
Quite so. After every game, you gave your jersey back. I'd forgotten that. Old Rupert Jeffers came along, jersey back. And then at the end of the season, you got a jersey.
And if you didn't give the jersey back, I have it in writing, you paid 10 shillings.
And not only that, you had to bring your own shorts. They didn't supply shorts.
Your own shorts and
or jersey.
And your own
socks.
And your own club stockings.
Your own club socks, yes.
Your own club socks.
So the Irish team would have fellas running around with dolphin socks and Gary Owen socks.
Yes, that's right, yeah.
And I actually have a photograph taken in Belfast of that team in colour. And all the socks come out in colour as well. Yeah, fantastic photograph.
And if you got your shorts ripped off and they give you a new pair, you had to give those new pair back at the end of the match. It's true.
Jimmy, do you remember 48 very well?
Oh, I do indeed. And the funny thing about it was, it surprised me how well we did. Because the first day we met at Twickenham before the English match, we went out to train with London Irish Rugby Club, and they put us down on a scrum with London Irish, and London Irish pushed us all over the field. And I said to myself, what the name of goodness are we going to happen when we go out to Twickenham? And it turned out the reverse. So it surprised me to start with. First match, I thought we were going to be beaten out of the field. After I saw London Irish push us all over the field in training. And then the next day we went out and pushed England all over the field.
The most important thing I think of all was that under pressure in Paris, 10 yards from our line, and Barney Mullen was a fantastic guy, you know, very underrated. So there we were, 10 yards from our line, and we called a short line out. So straight out to Jackie Kyle. Jackie Kyle gave it to me, I gave it to Des McKee. Des McKee gave it back to me, and we scored under the post.
Would you have had quite a lot of fear of Wales, would you?
I felt that the team to beat were Wales.
Oh, there's no doubt about that.
And that was, I think, we'd rather play Wales than anybody. We built up for Wales.
We have the match ball, Bertie. How did you get it?
Well, very simply, in those days, George, in the old amateur days, the wings threw in the ball, with the result that it was coming close to the end of time, and I happened to mention, just to mention to the referee, how long more, ref? I had my eye on the ball, you see, and he said, if you ask me that question again, I'll put you off. In a matter of a minute or two, he blew the whistle, and I had the ball in my hand, and did I scamper straight to the clubhouse in Ravenhill. And while other boys were being shouldered, I was making sure I was going to hold this ball.
How nervous were you before that match?
I don't think I had any nerves before the match. The match was to be won and to do the best you could. The fellow opposite you wasn't to score. That was my job, to back my man, and we felt that we were a 15-man team.
We were just one big family, George. We all knew each other from our school days. We were old friends, and even though you might be kicking the hell out of a fellow, but after a match we always shook hands and had a little drink in the bar quietly.
In your wildest dreams, did you think it'd be 61 years before it might happen again?
No, not at all. In your wildest dreams, everything starts to say, you know, the start you hope for a while that that nobody else wins a Grand Slam. But I mean, after 5 or 6 years, we just flabbergasted and said, why doesn't somebody do this? Why are they torturing us with this, with the responsibility of holding the Grand Slam?
What would you say to them, like, if somebody actually came to you now and said, tell me, what should I do?
First of all, I'd tell them they were a great team and that we were proud of them. And I'd say to them, I feel that you will destroy Wales, which of course would be a big lie. But anyway, I'd encourage them to feel that they were superior to Wales going out and give them that feeling going out that they were going to try and destroy Wales.
I think the match will be won forward, as most matches are. I think Wales have very good people behind the scrum, and I don't think we'll beat them behind the scrum. Even though our team is quite fast, I don't think they're any faster than Wales.
I think that they'll win if they leave the back row the same as it was. I think they have a great back row.
I would say to you, look, gentlemen, your team spirit is at all-time high, and this is a team game, and I expect you to win comfortably, because team spirit is everything, and the form to date, you've shown it, and I'm certain of this. It's about time now that you win the Grand Slam and replace us, guys.
Today's one of the good days. Once you play to the end, you never know what's going to come your way in sport. Like, they've had to play to the end on so many occasions, and you have to learn to do that in life. Last Christmas we met, and confidence was a bit low, and we could have just pointed fingers, but nobody pointed a finger. Everybody looked in on themselves and they said, right, let's give this a right go.
For all of those, for everyone that's involved, and all the boys that trained, during the Six Nations that don't get the plaudits today. This is all part for them.
This is everybody's team. It's Eddie and Nilo and all that laid the foundations for this. We're the lucky ones. The work that's done in the provinces, the work that's done in our club, but more so I think the schools and youths. The guys who 10, 12, 15 years ago enriched the love of the game in these guys, so that they went through a few hard days and a few disappointing days, but they stuck at it, and if you play to 80 minutes, who knows?
A lot of patience. Drinko again. Jeez, what a load of balls to score that try like. That's a massive try.
There's huge belief in this team now, and it's a happy team, and I've loved Munster all my career, and now I really love this team, and it's a special dressing room at the minute.
Brilliant. It was just people showing up for each other all the time. It was brilliant.
We stuck at it away from home. Fantastic support. Half of Ireland were here.
The belief in everyone's faces. You could just see that we were ready.
It's brilliant to play in a green jersey and for everyone to be behind you and to be real proud of it again. And I think the last 18 months have been really, really kind of a black place when we're playing with Ireland. But I think we've kind of taken ownership of the jersey again. And, when you play for Ireland, you just want people to feel that you're doing right by that jersey, that jersey, that jersey.
it was just about belief.
It's brilliant. Brilliant.
It's fantastic, you know. I'm more delighted for the older lads, you know, the guys who've 60 plus caps.
Tell you what, this is a special day. Look at the fans. Class, class.
I think we had to produce our best game of the tournament to win, and we did that. You know, we can safely say we did that.
Just, it feels incredible to finally be Grand Slam champions. You know, 61 years is a long time to wait. Hopefully we won't have to wait another 61.
Maybe now, Ireland almost there. Ball presented. O'Connell sets himself, steadies himself. The support is there. Sheer will and determination. That picture would suggest he has.
That is a try. Brilliant.
Time off. Hands away, referee.
O'Leary to a more impressive Irish scrum, and O'Gara with a little kick, and there's belief there for Ireland, and maybe there's something in this. Maybe the opportunity is there. It is Tommy Moe! Magic! Would you believe that? 2 tries, 1 minute. What a different game it is now.
Oh, it doesn't get any better than that. That was superb. The precision, the difference, the innovation. And Tommy Moe, fantastic. Everything about that try. Because Ireland were brave. They went looking for it.
Nice 11 on, try for Ireland, number 14, Tommy Bowe.
It's come down to this. All the dreams and all the hopes and all the aspirations of this Irish Grand Slam effort on Stephen Jones making or not making this kick. Has it? Has not made it. Touchdown. And it's Ireland's day. Yes! 61 years of waiting. How sweet this moment is for Irish sport and for Irish rugby and for a group of players who quite simply believed.
And if ever a team dug deep and if ever a team deserved what they're getting out there now, it's this group, what they've given Irish rugby over the last 10 years. And the manner they've done it today, Ron, that as much as anything. Fantastic.
Brian O'Driscoll, the captain, Paul O'Connell and every other member of the 22, and indeed the greater team and greater effort that is Irish rugby, the coaches. And what about Declan Kidney? What has he done for the belief and the well-being of this game? And they may all take a bow, because it is their day, their finest hour, and in truth the first one at this stage, no matter what happens, will always live long, long in the memory, and will be a day that we'll all remember, those of us that love sport, for the rest of our lives. O'Gara, oh, of all the moments he's had, that's surely the sweetest.
And you know, it's a pity that at the end it came down to a missed kick from Jones to give us the titles, because over the course of the 80 minutes, for my money anyway, Ireland were the better side. They played the better quality of rugby, they played it in the right areas of the field, and they tackled their socks off.
Well, what about that? The final score at the Millennium Stadium, for the record: Wales 15, Ireland 17. Ireland, the Grand Slam champions. Paul O'Connell, well, he talked last week in an interview about not taking or paying any attention to anything that happened and not getting carried away by the emotion. They all said they were playing for the dressing room on this day if they won. That's all they wanted, was to be able to look at each other in the eye. Let's hear what the captain has to say.
Salute in the air, Brian O'Driscoll. Grand Slam champions at last. How does that sound?
Sounds wonderful, you know. The amount of things going through the head during the week, permutations, combinations, what could be, what might be, what is, you know. It feels so good, you know. Like, for it to go down to that at the end, honestly, it would have broken my heart. But I don't know, I'm so proud of the boys today, and you know, through the Six Nations, took a lot of flack over the last 18 months, and to come back and be Grand Slam champions, first in 61 years, I'm just so delighted.
A dramatic drop goal from Ronan O'Gara. He's had some turbulent times in his career. How proud for that man?
The boy's a wonder, you know. He's the strength of character, I don't know too many. Some of the words that he said today were just phenomenal. And he just, you know, you want to win with them, you want to play well with them, and that's why he's 2 European Cup winners' medals and now a Grand Slam medal.
It's a worn old cliche, but what on earth did Declan Kidney say to you at half-time? Because you came out a team possessed, scored 2 quick tries, and it really was the turning point.
He said we're still completely in it. We just hadn't converted any of our pressure into points, and we did that. We came out firing and got 2 quick tries, and then we stopped playing a bit. But you couldn't have asked for a more dramatic end than that. The drop goal, and then for Steve to miss a penalty by a yard. I don't know. It was just a phenomenal feeling.
You've had quite some hand in this championship yourself, Brian. Today, this is much deserved. I suppose it'll get drunk long and hard into the night. You are the RBS man of the match, and many congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, Ireland's captain Brian O'Driscoll with our colleague from the BBC, Sonia McLaughlin. Let's hear what our boys back in studio have to say. Tom McGurk with George Hook, Brent Pope and Conor O'Shea.
Well, our thanks to Ryle and Tony. Absolutely extraordinary. Don't come back with your cameras because we're lying on the floor. Brent Pope is having cardiac arrest at the moment. This has been the closest. George Hook, isn't this a wonderful, wonderful moment?
Well, people might be surprised why I was so confident. And it started at lunchtime on Monday with those extraordinary 80-year-olds because they told me how they won and I knew it's how this team was going to win. Overwhelm the Welsh up front, cut off the supply at scrum half and be able to raise your game at will. All three things today.
In the crowd there, you're seeing pictures of 83-year-old Jack Kyle, who was number 10 out half last time. We met him on the programme in Croke Park. Brent, what a glorious day.
Well, it's one of the best games I've ever seen in any competition, in any history in the world. For it to come down to that, you know, I know you can look back and they say there's no better way to win it in a sense, you know, by the slimmest of margins. Wales came back, Wales put everything into that last 5 minutes. You had the feeling that they had maybe done enough, but what a great day. We were sitting here on the edge of the seat, nearly in tears as a result. It means that much to rugby in this country.
You could analyse it to death, but the hearts were huge as the president walks onto the pitch now to present with Prince William, Conor.
Oh, I thought I was going to have another Seamus Darby moment, and they were going to be deprived right at the death, and they were just amazing. And when Ronan O'Gara got that penalty, the calmest. Donegal O'Callaghan went down, had a little bit of an injury break. They're just thinking on. They are just an amazing group of players, and no players deserve to win. Well,
there's the platform party making its way. The president and Prince William.
Please for Paddy Wallace, because for one guy you could see him after that.
OK, let's go back to Ryle for presentation.
Thank you, Tom. We will start with the Triple Crown, and the Irish that are here are making themselves heard as many of the locals have departed the scene and left it to a sea of green.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Irish Vice-Captain, number 5,
Paul O'Connell will come forward to collect the Triple Crown plate, and he'll be presented by David Pickering. It's hard to find the words, it really is. The pictures tell their own story. Those men have been close for so many years in this great championship and never have managed to get across the line, and there's the man who's led them, Declan Kidney. The Welsh players, they know what this felt like last year for them, and many of them will be with their Irish counterparts in the Lions tour, no doubt about that. Paul O'Connell called forward for a second time, and I'm not sure anybody can find him. There he is, right in the middle. He's asked to go forward, and here he comes.
There we are.
David Pickering will present the trophy. And a nice touch this for O'Connell to be nominated to pick up the Triple Crown for Ireland. And now the rest of the team will come forward. Marcus Horan, what a wonderful display of determination and footballing prowess from Marcus Horan today. Every single one of them played their part. Horan receives his medal from His Royal Highlands Prince William, and President Mary McAleese there also, Jerry Flannery, John Hayes. All the toil, all the effort over the years. Donegal O'Callaghan. Kiss for the President. Stephen Ferris. Off with an injury earlier on. David Wallace, another who on the day played above the greatness that we know exists. Tomas O'Leary following Jamie Heaslip through. Another proud day. Wish there had been many in the O'Leary household. Ronan O'Gara, the hero. He's been through the mill, and by his own high standards probably hasn't had the best Six Nations championship, but you wouldn't have had anybody else in that position at that moment. Carney and Rory Best, and I think that was his penalty, and boy will he be a relieved man that Stephen Jones didn't slot it. Dennis Leamy and Peter Stringer, Paddy Wallace, and finally Jordan Murphy.
22, Jim Murphy.
I think they can scarcely believe they were here to witness it. As the other squad players come through, those that were asked to travel by Declan Kidney in case there was an injury, and Keith Earls is in there, and Alan Quinlan and Shane Jennings. But now for Ireland's captain, his 93rd international cap, his 56th time as captain, and his proudest moment. The president steps forward and presents the trophy they wanted. Ireland, the Grand Slam champions. Let the party begin. From player to player. A word, Tony, on the most understated coach I think any of us have ever seen. Declan Kidney, can you put in perspective just what he has managed to do with this Irish side? You've seen plenty of coaches and worked with plenty of coaches over the years. A word on Declan Kidney.
Well, what I love more than anything about Declan since he's come on board is his humility, and I think you've seen it nowhere more than this week in the build-up to this game, throughout the championship. But given the utterings from this side of the Irish Sea and some of the comments that were made, and there was no reaction at all, and that sums up Kidney. And I thought he made one comment when he was asked was he looking forward to the game, and he said, isn't it great to have a ticket to get in? And I thought that summed him up, and that's what he transcends to the players. There they are, 2009 immortals, each and every one of them, and deservedly so. They have been fantastic.
Well, they'll celebrate long into the night and the morning, and now they break rank, and Kidney, a big hug for Paul O'Connell. Picture tells its story. We think of the terrific days in Irish sport, and the Ronnie Delaney's and the Sonia O'Sullivans and the John Tracy's, and Ireland's journey through Soccer World Cups and European Championships, and Munster's victory in the Heineken Cup, and this day will rank with them for all time.
Oh, this is right up there with the best of them, and as I said, it's the way in which they did it. I mean, topsy-turvy game, and in the end we knew they were capable of digging deep. You know, let's not put it all down to Jones' missed penalty. Let's look instead at the quality of the drop goal that preceded it. It was magnificent.
I think people will look further than that and look at the performance over the entire Six Nations campaign, which was brilliant when it needed to be, dedicated when required, and ultimately the most successful group of players that the nation has ever seen, winning 5 to win the Grand Slam. It'll be some night in Cardiff, and they will enjoy every minute of it.
I'll tell you, as many Green supporters as there are on the ground, there are as many again outside. The number of people I met who had no tickets for this game but have just come to Cardiff to join in what they hoped would be the evening celebrations, and now they're going to get it.
Welcome to the cauldron that is the Millennium Stadium. The hopes, dreams, expectations of a nation are on the shoulders of these 22 young men and their coaching staff. Will it be a burden on them or buoy them? The next 2 hours or so will tell us everything we need to know. They have travelled in huge numbers. Many could not get a ticket and are in the pubs and clubs of Cardiff, looking on, waiting, watching and willing. And I have to tell you, after a beautiful day in Cardiff, the atmosphere has built and built and built and is truly something unique. We still await the Welsh side to make its way to the Millennium Stadium. They've kept Ireland waiting. Ryan Jones, the captain, of course, now playing at number 8 with Andy Powell. An injury after a training mishap. He pulled up with a thigh strain. He's out. Ryan Jones goes into number 8. David Jones on the blind side flank. Jonathan Thomas will go in to the substitute bench. And this is pure theatre, pure drama. Well, if you're looking for little signs, let me tell you that the Irish are in the changing room where Munster were when they won the Heineken Cup here in 2006 and also in 2008. Anything in that? Probably not, but a good omen nonetheless. There's Mike Phillips, the Welsh scrum half, winning his 38th international cap. Smiles on the faces of many of the players. They are soaking up the atmosphere, loving the occasion. There's pressure, but you feel to a man none of them would want to be anywhere else, and neither would any of us. Teams in front of what is a royal box with His Royal Highness Prince William. And the anthems to be played. Those that are here have made themselves heard. Irish support in full voice. President Mary McAleese in attendance, as is the Taoiseach Brian Cowan. If that doesn't make the hair stand up on the back of your neck, nothing will. A final check on the sides as they strip off and ready themselves for battle for the 114th meeting of the sides. Looks like we're not going to get to see those teams as the bands make their way. Just on cue, the teams do arrive. Jenkins, Rees and Adam Jones in the front row. Gough and Alan Wynne-Jones in the second row for Wales. Daffyd Jones at 6, Ryan Jones at 8. The change there with the injury to Powell, and Martin Williams, the ever-young Martin Williams, winning his 88th cap on the open side flank. Phillips and Stephen Jones, Henson and Shanklin together. 12 tests they've started together, 12 tests they've won together in the centre. Ireland, Horan, Flannery and Hayes in the front row, O'Callaghan and O'Connell in the second row. Ferris, who's been outstanding through this championship, alongside Heaslip and Wallace. O'Leary and O'Gara, the half-backs. Darcy and O'Driscoll in the centres. Fitzgerald, Carney and Bowe make up Ireland's back three. And there are the substitutes. Plenty of experience among both sets. Referee today, Wayne Barnes of England. Dave Pearson and Stuart Tierheig are the touch judges, and we are just about set to go. Be prepared to have your nerve endings put through a blender, your emotions to ebb and flow, as only sporting occasions like these rare days can deliver.
Okay, time on, please.
It's a Grand Slam game for Ireland, and away we go. Wales with the start, and David Wallace collects the ball and goes to the security of the pack. And Tomas O'Leary with the box kick for Tommy Bowe to chase, and Mike Phillips is back there, the scrum half for Wales, and Phillips' little dink along the ground. O'Leary thought about taking it, and O'Driscoll picks it up as it bounces up favourably for him. That's the Welsh captain back there, Ryan Jones, and the always impressive Lee Byrne at full-back. That kick, though,
Wales.
straight down the throat of Tommy Bowe, and Ronan O'Gara launches the Gary Owen, but he seemed to be hit after the ball left, and the referee agrees. And there are afters between the second rows and now just about everybody, and this you felt was inevitable. Warren Gatlin's comments during the week doing nothing for diplomatic relations between the two sides, but they've sorted themselves out.
Do you need to add anything to that?
I have to say, poor example by Ryan Jones. Look at him sticking out his left foot there as captain, taking O'Gara out, and that's why O'Callaghan reacted the way he did. With a lot of tension bubbling under, understandably, but coming to the surface.
Referees called in Jones.
Leg in. If you get involved in things that don't belong to you again, you won't stay on this pitch, you understand? Penalty remains.
Penalty remains. A warning, though, for Donncha O'Callaghan, and he didn't need to get himself involved. Understandable why he did, but the penalty could just as easily have been reversed. Unnecessary. I think we'll leave it at that.
That's indefensible. That's stupid. Absolute stupidity by the Welsh captain. Public address announcer asking the crowd here to respect the kickers as Ronan O'Gara steadies himself for his first attempt of the afternoon after, what, just a minute and a half of play. 5th on the all-time point scoring list in world terms. 912 points, you see them there, including 14 tries. You feel he needs every one of these for Ireland today. Delivered so many times before in Munster and Irish shirts. Where's that one off to? Left and wide. Not a straightforward one, but so often you expect O'Gara to convert no matter the degree of difficulty. No, it was a difficult kick to start on the 10-metre line out on the right, but he'll be disappointed. It was within his range, no question.
Stephen Jones with the restart. Tommy Bowe came in and called,
Hands
collected the ball.
Off your feet.
And 3 or 4 Welsh tacklers as well. O'Gara to Brian O'Driscoll, keeps the ball in hand, and Gordon Darcy makes a lovely break. Darcy up as far as the Welsh 22. Ireland need to be disciplined, not go off their feet. Tomas O'Leary down that short side. Fitzgerald dumped on his backside by Gavin Henson. Ireland, though, making a clean line break, and that's encouraging. Ferris, the man to carry, but he's repelled by David Jones. Tomas O'Leary for O'Gara again. Crossfield, Gary Owen. David Wallace and Tommy Bowe chase. Bowe goes up against Shane Williams. Wallace held on well. There's a knock forward from a Welsh hand, and Ireland will get the put into the scrum. And from an Irish perspective, the first 3 minutes spent in the Welsh half, and that will do the nerves the world of good.
Carry on. Absolutely, and most encouragingly, that line break by Darcy, taking the ball on the cut from O'Driscoll's pass and managing to slice open the defence. And there we have the cross pick from O'Gara, putting height on it, and Bowe competing, forcing Wales to make the knock on. And this now with a scrum on the right inside the Welsh 22, the first opportunity for Ireland to attack.
Injury to one of Ireland's players, Rob Kearney, there just at the bottom of your screen. He's okay to continue. First scrum of the day.
Both sides hold, please.
Always a vital platform for launching attacks.
Crouch.
Tommy Bowe moved inside. Gordon Darcy, first receiver outside O'Gara. But the ball needs to be clean first, and it's not from an Irish perspective. Messy scrum. Have they managed to hold on to the ball?
Hands away, Captain Red. Hands away,
Looks like they have. And it's a pick and go and an attempt to suck in the Welsh defenders, and they'll start again, but that scrum, not what it should have been.
Arrive up, Ireland!
Wales of line. Ireland though, eke a couple of yards on that particular carry and continue to bash around the fringes. Seen a lot of that in this Six Nations campaign. O'Leary, and time for a little chat. Another pod set up. Flannery has the ball knocked from his grasp, and that's scrappy from Ireland. Wales come pouring through, but Ireland back in numbers. Tomas O'Leary did really well to grab it despite the attentions of numerous red shirts. And Wales continue to try and disrupt Ireland, and they've done well, and that's psychological advantage for the Welsh as Lee Byrne comes looking for more than that. Shanklin couldn't offload, knocked forward, advantage being played to Wales. Injury on the near side to one of the Irish players, can't quite see who it is at the moment. We'll continue without them. Phillips to Jones. Martin Williams in midfield. Ireland's turn for defensive duty, and they've turned it over. O'Gara had a little look up to see who was there, and Shane Williams was out of position. O'Gara's kick just inches from perfection. Welsh 22 drop out. Williams looking to take it quickly. Jones does. Well, we expected this one to be played at a helter-skelter pace, and that's exactly the way it started. Lee Byrne caught almost behind his 22 by Jerry Flannery. Phillips looks to dig it out. A little bit of traffic in his way, and Henson had to hurry the kick. It's a mighty kick from Gavin Henson. But Rob Kearney perfectly positioned. Kearney's return, Gary Owen. Phillips leaves for Lee Byrne. Kearney up quickly. Also there, Tomas O'Leary. Physically leading for Ireland. But I think not rolling away from the tackler on the wrong side, Ireland. Penalty Wales.
And at the end of that bout of play, it certainly is advantage Wales. It all culminated in the scrum. Ireland under pressure on their own ball. And the aggressive defending in the middle of the field, that's the key for Wales. But Ryan, the one thing we've got to say at the outset, that if Wales play the maximum of their ability, if Ireland play the maximum of ours, which hopefully we will, they will win. We have to prevent them from playing their game, and that's what Wales are looking to do even at this early stage, to up the tempo, obviously to try and play it as loose as they can, and we must simply control that.
Where do you feel that they're stronger, Tony? What makes you feel that them at their best and us at our best? they're the better side.
Look, they are a ball-handling, fingertip, offloading side. That is the way Wales play. To my way of thinking, they're the best team in the championship when they get to play their game their way. We've got to prevent them doing that, as we have done so successfully to other sides throughout this championship. And that means, as we saw there from Ronan O'Gara, controlling the game, putting them back into the corners and playing it at our pace. It's easier said than done, but that has to be the objective.
Stephen Ferris has left the field and Dennis Leamy comes in his place. Ferris has gone rushing up the tunnel, which would suggest it's a blood injury. Dennis Leamy, a very able replacement, winning his 39th cap. Started, of course, last week. Had to go off with a shoulder injury. There's where Flannery had the ball knocked from his grasp by Goff. Alan Wynne-Jones wins the line out for Wales, and Phillips can see a little gap and he targets and seeks out O'Gara. David Wallace got there to help make the tackle. Wales with their first foray into the Irish half. Phillips for Stephen Jones. Shane Williams wrapped up by Gordon Darcy. Williams, of course, the player of the year, the world player of the year, an absolute live wire, can create anything seemingly anywhere. Ball slowed down this time.
Just stay there, back feet, just move a little, move.
Phillips eventually digs it out, and Alan Wynne-Jones encouraged to run onto it by the pass from Phillips, but Ireland up quickly to make the tackles. Here's Stephen Jones. Ryan Jones, the captain, hasn't been his best season in the red jersey, attempting to lead by example. Here's Martin Williams. Good ball handling from Wales, but just as I say it, David Jones spills the ball and Ireland fly hack it clear. And everybody gets to take a deep breath.
But there in the middle of that, there was just a little example. We may just see it at the end here. This is first Ryan Jones going into contact physically, but Martin Williams, the key link. There was a delicate offload, and that is the difference. When they manage to get the ball away in the tackle, that's what creates opportunities down the outside flanks.
Towards the tail of the line out, scrappy from Wales. Phillips just about holds on, and here's Stephen Jones and Tom Shanklin, and he again picks out O'Gara, who did well to take him down.
It's fine, you're competing for the ball.
Stephen Jones again, and Gavin Henson. Darcy in a arm wrestle with him, gets him to the ground. That's Ian Goff, the second row, wearing the number 4 jersey for Wales, and Stephen Jones now, and David Jones. Phillips for Shane Williams. Ball passed to nobody in particular, but Gethin Jenkins is alert to it. The referee, though, says it's forward, and Ireland get the turnover and the put into the scrum.
I think he's right, and thankfully he called it, because that was a real chance for Wales when that attempted pass back inside went to ground. Here we'll see it. Well, I'll tell you, that is very, very close. Ireland are very lucky indeed to get away with that, because there was a real chance up that right side had the referee let play develop.
Noticeable that Ronan O'Gara is already involved in a number of front-up tackles as the Welsh go looking for what they perceive as a weak defensive link for Ireland.
That was always going to be the case. They were going to target that 10-12 channel, try and hit Ronan as physically as they can, and they have the men to do it, even without Andy Powell.
O'Gara has been and seen just about all there is to see. Ireland get the free kick, and Jamie Heaslip, who's been a star for Ireland in the Six Nations campaign, takes it quickly and makes good ground. Here's Paul O'Connell. He'll be asked to carry so much. He's met by Alan Wynne-Jones, a man who many feel will partner O'Connell in the second row of the Lions this year when they go to South Africa. David Wallace pumps the legs and gets a couple of more yards, having looked like he had gone to ground. Ireland peel off the side of that ruck, and Flannery,
push a little. Captain,
along with Leamy, who actually takes it on
hands
for
away
another
now.
couple of inches. Gordon Darcy playing scrum half, and that's good clearing out from Ireland. Good ball protection. Jerry Flannery wrapped up by Ryan Jones, and Tomas O'Leary has a little look to see what's out wide, but they go down the narrow side as Dennis Leamy is taken by Gethin Jenkins. Again, good ball retention from Ireland. Good patience as Paul O'Connell is hit hard, but holds on. O'Gara in at scrum half. Leamy pushes him out of the way, and Pixon goes on his own. A dangerous offload and an unnecessary one, and it gives Wales an opportunity. Bow comes up, Shanklin kicks in behind him. Carney goes back, and his positional sense is excellent. Shanklin up quickly. Underneath this, Stephen Jones. Carney watched him all the way, but didn't put him to ground when it looked like he'd done all the hard work. And Jones scampers away and finds support. Ireland, though, turned it over. Tomás O'Leary in over the Welsh defender. Shane Williams goes back. Advantage Ireland after that skirmish in midfield.
Ouch, that really hurt the Welsh. A very costly turnover. Although we'd lost it there when Carley failed to put Jones to ground. But who does the work here? I think it's David Wallace back on his feet.
It's actually Marcus Horan, I think.
Well, if it is, that is superb work. And what a kick by Tomás O'Leary, taking place right up to the 5 metre right up to the 5 metre line.
I expect you to open. Thank you.
Referee Wayne Barnes warning the teams to keep the gap in that line out, and Matthew Rees, a real test of his prowess with the dart. Defensive line out for Wales, and it wobbles, and Shane Williams has, but he's put to ground behind his own line. And good prowling from the Ireland defenders. They looked and they watched and they waited, and eventually Williams put on the deck. And after all that, it'll be a scrum 5 metres away from the Welsh line. Ireland's put in, and nothing Kidney can do but trust all that he's done to date.
Scrappy Welsh line-out play, but pressure with a capital P from Ireland.
Touch, pause, engage. The ball must come in. Let's get it in.
You'll remember, after about 3 minutes, Ireland had a scrum that was disrupted by the Welsh, and the platform was lost. This one a lot closer, and in many ways even more important. O'Leary with the feet, but again Wales get the shove on. Heaslip, though, did well, and he was allowed to turn, and Jamie Heaslip brings Ireland to within about 3 metres of the Welsh line. What from here? Flannery protects. Tomás O'Leary has a little look to see what's on. Horan offloads. Ireland about a metre short.
Hands away now, Red. Don't dive in, you've lost.
Wales warned to get their hands off it. It's back on the Irish side for Tomás O'Leary. Who's up next? Donncha O'Callaghan, met by a wave of red defenders. Quicker ball this time. O'Gara, a little dink underneath the onrushing tackler. Tomás O'Leary. Ireland almost there. Forward. It was forwards from O'Driscoll to Fitzgerald. The referee right on the spot.
And to be fair to him, he is on the spot, in line with it. And there's another skirmish off the ball.
Another skirmish. And Martin Williams and Dennis Leamy, and well, it's such a big game for both these sides. But they need to keep their cool. Here was O'Driscoll. Jones got to him, and it did go forward. At 5 metre line is the judge and jury.
Yeah, I'm going to say that the 5 metre line there is the indicator, and the referee could see that the ball was passed before the 5 metre line and landed beyond it. No question, forward ball.
Captain.
Captain's been called in by referee Wayne Barnes. Let's have a listen in.
Captain. Gents, every time I look up, I can't have things like that going on behind my back. It'll just make a nonsense. Okay, let's just think about our own discipline, our responsibilities. It's a forward pass off you, it's a scrum red, okay? Watch back on, please. Make sure it's a push.
Little warning.
Make sure it's a push.
No more than that. And an appeal, maybe, as much as anything else.
They go channel 1 as well, so remember that ball's out pretty
Discipline.
quickly.
So key. Penalties given away for silly moments might well turn this game one way or the other.
Some sensible comments, it has to be said, from Wayne Barnes.
Touch! Crouch! Touch! Balance! Balance! Crouch! Touch! Pause in!
Phillips feeds a strong Welsh scrum. Ryan Jones and Daffyd Jones between them deal with a difficult situation and secure possession. And Ireland, with Tomas O'Leary on the wrong side, are penalised. The Welsh were getting frustrated, and the referee agreed with them, and a little bit more unnecessary entanglements between the sides. Stephen Jones just gets on with it, and Wales will have the penalty outside their own 10-metre line.
I think significantly we've had 3 scrums so far. Now Welsh, they were in control of their ball. The 2 Irish put-ins unfortunately were loose and beyond our control, and that is a worry.
Better line-out ball for Wales, and Tom Shanklin at pace in the midfield comes onto it. The ball back with Phillips, and now with Stephen Jones, who looks to offload, and there's Lee Byrne, and despairing tackles from Ireland get to him just in time, and is a knock forward. But there are game breakers in both back lines, and just the slightest bit of space, and they're away.
And that was brilliantly read by Stephen Jones there. I think it was O'Driscoll who'd come up out of the line. But look at the work here of O'Connell on Lee Byrne. It's the little things like this that make all the difference, and indeed Dennis Leamy between them, preventing Lee Byrne getting the ball away, the offload as he was hitting the ground.
Total territory 78% for Ireland, but nothing to show for it on the board. Slight lead in possession. It's a better scrum from Ireland as Heaslip feeds Tomas O'Leary, but he's overcooked that one, much to the delight of the home crowd. And we'll come back for a put into the line out to Wales from where O'Leary kicked in. Matthew Rees cleans off the ball. The line out set.
And unfortunately, the best Irish scrum so far, and it ended in that mistake, that overkick by O'Leary.
Towards the tail, Wales go, and their line out hasn't functioned nearly as well as their scrum, and Ronan O'Gara quickest onto the loose ball, and now it's Leamy and Flannery and Jamie Heaslip with a little bit of room, but Phillips was across quickly to shut the door, and Ireland's opportunity, well, lost slightly for the moment. The put into the line-out will be for Wales. Let's get the thoughts of George Hook.
I think the first 18 minutes are going Ireland's way. They are playing according to the plan I think we expected. Wear Wales down, take them on up front, and if the chance comes, take it. Also, slight edge to Ireland in the line-out, slight edge to Wales in the scrum.
Say 15 both, yeah, you're okay.
Fair summation, I think, Tony.
Yep, fair call on the play so far. Almost a quarter gone, but Ireland have started well.
Bowes' pass to Carney was not particularly inviting for the fullback, but he dealt with it well. Kick, though, too far ahead. Plenty of time for Lee Byrne to call the mark, which he takes quickly. And Ronan O'Gara is back to receive for Ireland. What here from O'Gara? Gary Owen, that he'll chase himself, gets all his players on side. Lee Byrne comes up and takes so well and turns defence into attack. And Lee Byrne off and running, slightly isolated. Players slow to get to him. They're there now. Phillips, the gap opened up there for him, and away he goes. Taken by Tomas O'Leary. Adam Jones in, the prop to play scrum half. Here's Stephen Jones. Rees had men outside him, tries to go on his own, and in doing so spills the ball into the grateful arms of Gordon Darcy. And Ireland again breathe a huge sigh of relief, and the penalty comes Ireland's way.
And that was inspirational play by Lee Byrne, not just content to defuse the bomb, but immediately on the counter. Ireland are coming up very quick in defence. They're looking to blitz in midfield, and that's why occasionally they're open. But again, Leamy doing really good work, and Marcus Horan in freeing the ball just as the attempted offload was being made. Scrambling defence, but effective.
Off the side of Ronan O'Gara's boot, but nonetheless to the safety of touch. 20 minutes almost, not a point to be seen. Jerry Flannery winning his 31st international cap. Paul O'Connell winning his 62nd, and it's they who combine. And this is Tomas O'Leary, and Tommy Bowe into the line, and Bowe almost got away, but Martin Williams went low and took him. O'Gara, O'Driscoll. Haven't seen so much kicking from Ireland's outside centre and captain in this championship, but when it's come, it's been good, and that was a good probing kick.
It was, and it was good quality play in the lead-up. Again, as George said, the line-out is functioning well. O'Connell taking a clean ball, and then Tommy Bowe, a very important presentation that enabled O'Driscoll pick his spot, and that's leadership, Ryle. When you put the ball in the corner, nursing your pack forward and putting Ireland into attacking position.
Ryan Jones, high into the darkening sky. The roof of the Millennium Stadium open. Phillips with the kick. Plenty of time for Luke Fitzgerald. And now Rob Kearney. Hasn't been inclined to keep the ball in hand. Does chase up this time. Stephen Jones is the catcher, but he gets Kearney as well, and Kearney puts him to ground. Phillips for Lee Byrne. Under a little bit of pressure. That kick too far for his chasers again, and Tommy Bowe will return. Phillips and Bowe came off the shoulder, I think, of Tommy Bowe, but the referee doesn't agree, says it came off a red hand and went backwards.
Come on, side 2, red, please.
Ball secured by Wales, and back with Stephen Jones.
Wait!
And O'Gara will have plenty of time. No one wants to take the risk of getting caught in possession, and O'Gara, well, he'll know better than anyone not what was required.
He did, and he held his hand up immediately. Miscued off the outside of the right boot.
Yeah,
and didn't the Welsh crowd just love it? But Ireland playing the game in all the right areas so far, and as you said, the only thing they don't have to show for it is anything on the scoreboard. Just one chance, it has to be said, the penalty from O'Gara, and unfortunately it slid wide.
O'Connell robs the Welsh line out. O'Leary and O'Gara. That one over the head of Lee Byrne, just, but it bounced up nicely for the fullback.
That's inside. Bring them on, please.
And he has the luxury of being able to kick straight for a touch as he was inside his own 22, and it's a good one, and it's up to the Irish 10-metre line.
He really is maturing into some player, Lee Byrne. I mean, he has to be the front runner for Lions Test plays come the summer. He's almost a complete fullback, and probably the best attacking 15 in the tournament.
John Hayes, Ireland's most capped player, winning his 94th international cap in the wars again, and he'll be asked to leave, and Didi has left to have that wound treated. This was O'Connell robbing Welsh ball, and Alan Wynne-Jones, well, he got his hands on him when he was in the air.
But it was actually Paul O'Connell's boot coming down, I think, caught Hayes on the side of the head.
So no John Hayes for a couple of moments, so Tom Court in to win his second international cap.
Watch back on, please.
Made an appearance against the Italians earlier on in this Six Nations. This is a much, much bigger stage for the Brisbane-born Ulster prop. O'Connell, has he done it again? Ireland's ball once more. Fitzgerald hit by Goff, but Ireland hold on to possession. The line out is a source of huge possession for Ireland in this first half. O'Leary back into the 22, so Kearney will not be able to kick it out on the full. And he has. And the referee, well, Wales have shot themselves in the foot a bit because they've taken it quickly downfield. The referee was going back, but they took it quickly, and Kearney gets off the hook.
No hands now.
Phillips digs it out for Wales. Stephen Jones, he's got men outside him. Here's Rees and here's Martin Williams. And now Mark Jones. But Ireland fan across and make the tackles. Stephen Jones at scrum half, Phillips at out half. Here's Daffyd Jones, the late replacement. He's gelled well into that back row. Flannery sort of fly hacks it once, twice, and falls over. Ball back on the Welsh side. Stephen Jones up quickly came Brian O'Driscoll, almost a hole there. Ian Goff's onto it, and here comes Stephen Jones. Wales into the Irish 22. Fast ball required for them. Ireland get a hand in, and Wallace secures possession. And the Welsh are incensed. They felt that Ireland were offside. They may well have been right, but the referee didn't pick it up, and O'Gara can see open country down there and kicks in behind, and Fitzgerald urging the Irish defence to get up quickly as Mark Jones sends the ball back to Tomás O'Leary.
Yes.
It really isn't pretty, but it does have us all on the edge of our seats.
But there's some marvellous play out there on both sides. Again, it was Henson almost getting the offload. Here we see him complete, 2 men committed to the tackle, and there's the offload. But each time the Irish defence is getting back, it's scrambling, as I say, but the tackles are being put in and it's forcing the turnover. But that is when Wales are at their best, and it was initiated by that man there, by Gavin Henson.
Everything's free, and I thought he hit your arm, not the ball.
Just saw that Irish defensive line come up with Leamy inside O'Driscoll, and if it's out of kilter even slightly, as O'Driscoll slightly ahead of Dennis Leamy, it just allows the attacking player an opportunity to get in behind.
But then they're working so hard to get back. Look at the athleticism of O'Connell there. The line out really is going well, and he is a colossus again so far in this game today.
He's perfect, look at him.
O'Connell again. Wonderful stuff from Paul O'Connell. You want your senior players to lead by example. There it is. Here's another. David Wallace. Tomás O'Leary presents for Ronan O'Gara. O'Gara looking for Gordon Darcy, but Henson was wide awake to what might happen and made the tackle. Penalty goes to Wales. Ireland holding on the ground.
And there is no argument.
Penalty holding on.
You could see it there. The referee, Gordon Darcy it was, telling him to let go, holding onto the ball on the ground. This is tremendous work by the red-shirted players, staying on their feet and then competing for the ball. Martin Williams most of all.
Stephen Jones fires the penalty into touch between the 10-metre line and the 22 of Ireland. That's the easy bit. Winning their own line-out ball has proven less so.
But I don't think, am I wrong? Have Wales been in the Ireland 22 yet?
Just the once. In they went, and out quickly they came when the ball was turned over.
What's up, please?
John Hayes is restored to full health, and Tom Court returns to the substitutes bench. Hayes, a pillar of the Irish scrum and line out. Rees must have the wobbles at this point, but Wales secure their own possession. Ireland didn't compete, interestingly. Martin Williams fires it out, and there were men out wide, but it didn't go to hand, and that just gave Ireland enough time to get back. Ball now with Gethin Jenkins, try scorer against Ireland before, of course, in 2005. The penalty, though, is Ireland's. This time Wales don't release.
19 on his feet, you had no support.
Again, I repeat, that's all players look for, consistency, interpretation, and there they got it.
19 on his feet, it's fine as long as you're on your feet.
O'Gara with that penalty, and Ala Jones gets Ireland in behind the opposing 10-metre line. The advantage of the put into the line-out will be to Ireland.
And there we see, if the squeeze ball is going to be attempted, it must come back through the legs immediately. That was the problem there from the referee's perspective, and he's right.
Flannery for O'Connell and O'Leary, and a little kick over the top of the Welsh line out, and back goes Phillips, and Donegal O'Callaghan hunts him down. Has to be careful not to go off his feet. Ireland will be penalised if they do so.
Back feet. Move, fella, move.
Jones
move.
just about held on to possession. Ireland
Hands away.
Scrapping for everything around the fringes. Nothing easy, no inch given by either side. Back behind his own line is Lee Byrne.
Yeah.
And that kick isn't going to find touch, and O'Gara lets it bounce, but has enough time to recover, and Ryan Jones came up too quickly and didn't get to him. And O'Gara knocks it forward, I think, and the ball is with Wales, and they have advantage. And here's Daffyd Jones and Stephen Jones back inside to Martin Williams. Ronan O'Gara having a shaky half hour.
Hands away.
Phillips. Good. Matthew Rees. Phillips once more. Stephen Jones wants to keep the ball in hand. Here's Henson. Fitzgerald hit Lee Byrne. He's still on the ground, Byrne. Ireland being warned to roll away. You can see Heaslip trying to do just that. The ferocity of tackles on both sides can be felt from way up here. Ireland through Brian O'Driscoll trying to turn Wales around.
No, hands great. Hands away.
Not on this occasion. Here's Gethin Jenkins. Had his prop row forward partner beside him in Adam Jones, but held on to the ball. Ireland coming through and doing well and disrupting, but the referee
Number 2's just gone straight to the floor.
says that John Hayes went off his feet.
It was a competition on its feet, and number 2 went off it. You were legal. You were fine.
You were fine, he says to Flannery, or to Horan, I should say, and then picks out Flannery rather than Hayes for going off his feet. Good touch finder from Stephen Jones. Lee Byrne has been in the wars. He got hit with that clearing kick and then got hit by Fitzgerald, and he is not able to continue. So Jamie Roberts is in, and that is a blow to Wales, no doubt about that. Roberts, hugely competent player, but not the same attacking threat from fullback that Lee Byrne was. We'll see how they line out. Roberts in to win his 12th international cap. There's where Byrne initially hurt himself.
Gavin Henson gone to fullback.
Martin Williams has the ball from Wales from the line out. Penalty Wales. Ireland holding on the ground. And a first chance for Stephen Jones, you would think, to have a kick at goal.
Well, it speaks volumes for the discipline, despite the physicality, that this is only the second opportunity to kick points in this game, and over half an hour gone. First for Wales.
Okay. I think your 7's done it once as well, so.
Stephen Jones, 80th international cap today, and he celebrates with a first successful kick of the afternoon. We have broken the deadlock. It's taken 32 minutes. It's Wales who lead by 3 points to 0.
And that is composure by Stephen Jones, because that was pressure again on the right-footed and straight down the middle. First time in the Irish 22 at Menace, and they come away with 3 points.
Ronan O'Gara's restart. High hanging one, and Ireland able to get up and compete, but I think it was Adam Jones, the prop, who eventually found himself with ball in hand, and it's there for Mike Phillips to put in the little box kick. Dennis Leamy underneath, and up come Wales, but Leamy did very well. Possession there for Ireland. Now Ronan O'Gara over the head almost of Gordon Darcy, who had to readjust, and O'Driscoll went on a run, but the supply line was cut off. O'Leary for Wallace. David Wallace, little gap there for him for just a moment, but Shanklin and Alan Wynne-Jones eventually closed the door. Tomas O'Leary, Ronan O'Gara, Brian O'Driscoll. Ball transferred quickly in an attempt to get in behind that Welsh defence. Paul O'Connell, he's been superb so far, even has time to have a chat with the referee and find out if advantage was still accruing, which it was, so the penalty goes to Ireland.
Penalty, didn't use an arm. Number 4, no arm in the tackle.
Number 4, no arm in the tackle. Ian Goff, the man penalised, happened about 2 phases before the referee actually awarded the penalty. And Ronan O'Gara will want to find every yard he can, and he has, and he brings play inside the Welsh 22. Now, Ireland have been here before on 3 or 4 occasions and come away with nothing. You feel after 35 minutes they'll want to come away with something. As we're joined by viewers of the RT 161 News, you're very welcome to the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff. It couldn't be any tighter, really. Wales lead it by 3 points to 0. A penalty from Stephen Jones after 32 minutes of the game. Ireland have dominated in terms of territory, over 70% of that, but have nothing to show on the scoreboard yet. Wales continue to make the tackles. Ireland's line-out has been dominant and continues to provide the supply of possession as it has here now. 35 minutes gone, Wales 3, Ireland 0, as Paul O'Connell picks and goes. And the ball presented for Donncha O'Callaghan, who runs into Alan Wynne-Jones.
Hands away, good, thank you.
Marcus Horan down the narrow side. And the ball there for Paul O'Connell, or will he leave it for Tomas O'Leary? O'Leary it is, and David Wallace.
And away!
Hit by 2 Welsh tacklers. O'Leary for Jamie Heaslip. Maybe he can unlock something. Adam Jones makes the tackle, but not before Heaslip makes considerable ground. Here's O'Gara and Darcy, who's looked the most likely to unlock the Welsh defence in terms of backline so far, but he's held on again. And the penalty goes to Wales, and the opportunity goes a-begging once more.
Yeah, disappointing from an Irish perspective, but again, you've got to admire the work rate of the Welsh at the breakdown, forcing the penalty.
That's it.
Stephen Jones, will he find touch? Just about. Wales will get the put into the line out. We get to hear from Brent Pope, George Hook and Conor O'Shea in just a couple of minutes' time as we tick towards half-time.
Good discipline in the line.
Just the one score in this match, so tight.
Just hold that, we'll get them that.
You feel we're going to go all the way to the 80th minute and not know either way the game is going to go. The line-out continues to malfunction for Wales, and Wallace and O'Gara. Oh, Ronan O'Gara ran into the back of one of his own players. And that's where the penalty comes.
I think it was actually Luke Fitzgerald taking a player out, acting as a shield. Certainly got in front of O'Gara.
He did. Well, again, Martin Williams and the Wales line-out make a mess of it. Wallace for O'Gara. Fitzgerald gets in front of him and he just tried to get out of the way, but Jamie Roberts was stopped from getting to the tackle. O'Gara rang into the back of Luke Fitzgerald, and Heaslip pushes David Jones away from the Irish out half. What looked so promising has turned into a penalty, which Stephen Jones has elected to have a go at goal with.
I mean, clearly unintentional on Fitzgerald's part, but once you make contact with an opposing player who's attempting to make a tackle, there can be no argument. That's why the referee pulled him.
Jones then, second effort of the day. They like it back there. And why wouldn't they? That is a terrific kick from Stephen Jones. No emotion from Sean Edwards, but he'll know. That was a terrific effort. Wales 6, Ireland 0.
Certainly Neil Jenkins The goal-kicking coach with the Welsh will be more than happy with that. It's the economy of effort. Just a minimal run-up to it. And all the way, absolute beauty. But wonderful camera work. But from an Irish perspective, 6 down.
O'Connell goes in search of possession for Ireland again. They'll wonder at half-time how they've had so much and come away with so little, and psychologically you feel the Welsh will believe there's more to offer, and if they can get more ball and more territorial positioning, there's more on offer for them. Again, the work of O'Connell leading to this scrum.
Put in, he's watching as well. Crouch! Touch, pause,
We're in the final minute of the first half.
No, but again, not a steady Irish scrum. They've got to lock it out, get half-decent possession to allow the backs. And there's a pre-rehearsed move, as we can see here, with Luke Fitzgerald right across from the far wing. They've got to get quality ball.
Second! Crouch! Touch! Pause, engage.
For the second time of asking. This time it's steady, it's locked out, and it's controlled by Heaslip and O'Leary and O'Gara, and now Gordon Darcy. But Shanklin and Roberts watched all the way, and he's forced backwards, and Wales go in search of the ball, but Ireland hang on. Donncha O'Callaghan for Jerry Flannery. Flannery hit by Ian Goff. We're in the final seconds of the first half. This is the last passage of play before the break as Wallace knocks it forward and Wales get the put into the scrum. And that will be that. Half-time, asks the referee. The answer is yes. Half-time at the Millennium Stadium. The difference between the sides, 2 penalty goals from Stephen Jones. It means that Ryan Jones leads his team into the dressing rooms with a 6-point advantage. Wales 6, Ireland 0, but plenty more to write in this book. We all settle down for another 40 minutes of what will be intense and tight, and we hope impressive rugby from Ireland, enough to maybe, just maybe, help them find the dream, a dream that so many sports enthusiasts of all codes would so dearly like to see this group of individuals and a collective team achieve. They have an amount of work to do. Here's Rob Kearney. Kearney chases, and Ryan Jones knocked it forward, it would seem.
Hands away now, back feet, just come on.
O'Gara for Gordon Darcy, and here's a break from Tommy Bowe. Bowe ghosted around and put the foot on the gas, and he's deep inside the Welsh 22. Ireland, they're in numbers to secure possession. Again, Darcy, part of the key. O'Gara for Paul O'Connell. Adam Jones meets him on the gain line. Flannery plays scrum half. O'Gara, crossfield kick for Luke Fitzgerald, and Mark Jones is there. And the referee and touch judge will decide that it's Irish ball.
It is, and if Ireland wanted to lay down an early marker, they've certainly done that with that Bowe break and immediately applying the pressure as they have to do. I have to say, I think the score at half-time, it's not a travesty, but it's not a reflection on the first half overall. Ireland have to continue playing as they did in the first half and obviously put points on the board. And I also agree clearly with Conor O'Shea, we've got to score next.
Another opportunity, another platform of possession inside the Welsh 22. Jerry Flannery goes and finds Paul O'Connell. Hayes was on his shoulder. Ireland, crucially, still have the ball. Dennis Leamy takes it out with his foot, picks and goes and drives, and Ireland just short of the Welsh line. Again, time is taken. They're so close. Wales continue to put in the tackles. Flannery and Heaslip are next to arrive. Leamy there also. Ball offloaded to Donegal O'Callaghan. Again, the tackles come in from Wales. The defence has been secure so far, but Ireland get a second surge on. And now about 2 metres short. O'Callaghan pulls Alan Wynne-Jones out of the way. The ball presented once more for Ireland. It's slow. Wallace, what a ball carrier he's proven to be for Ireland over the years. Offloads to Paul O'Connell, no way through there. Maybe now, Ireland almost there. Ball presented. O'Connell sets himself, steadies himself. The support is there. Sheer will and determination. And the referee is going, I think, to the television match official. There was very little in the way of reaction over there. But did Paul O'Connell manage to make it? Or who else was in there? Because we lost the ball for many seconds. It's the captain who was on O'Connell's shoulder. Has he done it again? That picture would suggest he has.
That is a try. Brilliant.
O'Driscoll off the sides of the ruck, down low, as we've seen him so many times before. And the television match official is Romain Poit of France. And surely he will give this to Brian O'Driscoll and to Ireland.
And in fairness to the referee, he's in a superb position. The only thing he's wondered about, did he lose it? But he seemed to ground it on the line, and then it was knocked back. Let's see if we can get it from this angle. Look at the determination, low body position.
Well, first it was O'Connell, and then it was O'Driscoll. And that combination may well have secured the first try of the match.
I have a decision for you.
Thank you very much.
It's a try.
I can award the try.
Yes.
Yes, you can. And all of a sudden it feels like there are 18 or 20,000 Irish people here, and they're on their feet and they're dancing. And why wouldn't they be?
And it is no more than Ireland deserve for the build-up to that try. They were patient, they were organised, they were disciplined, they had control, and eventually it was O'Driscoll, the captain, who took the opportunity.
Every point will be essential in this second half. O'Gara with the conversion attempt. He's found his range. Ireland are on the board. Better than that, they lead it by 7 points to 6.
And just as they started 7 days ago after half-time in Edinburgh, so it is here in Cardiff as well. As I said, the perfect marker to the second half, that break by Tommy Bowe, and then following up with the most disciplined and organised of tries.
A fourth try in the Six Nations Championship for Brian O'Driscoll. One against France, one against Italy, one against England, and now, crucially, one against Wales. The patience and determination and control shown by Ireland in that passage of play was so well rewarded, and O'Connell is off and believing now, but the basketball type pass doesn't go to hand. It was a knock forward, and Ireland will get the put into the scrum.
But again, we come back to the leaders, to our world-class players, O'Driscoll and O'Connell. How many times have you mentioned those two names in commentary? Outstanding. And I've no doubt O'Driscoll would give up his 3 tries in Paris that started it all off for that effort from, what, 6 inches?
Most definitely.
Let's go.
Tomas O'Leary to a more impressive Irish scrum. And O'Gara with a little kick, and there's belief there for Ireland, and maybe there's something in this. Maybe the opportunity is there. It is Tommy Bowe! Magic! Would you believe that? 2 tries, 1 minute. What a different game it is now.
Oh, it doesn't get any better than that. That was superb. The precision, the difference, the innovation. And Tommy Bowe, fantastic. Everything about that try. Because Ireland were brave. They went looking for it. Here we see it. You make your look. That bounce could have gone either way, but Bow is so determined. Pace, look at that for pace. No one's going to catch him. What a try.
Wonderful by Bow, the man who plays his club rugby for the Ospreys in Wales. Well, there are 10 Ospreys in the 22 of Wales today, and he will have loved putting that one over on them, and how those that are here are celebrating.
Oh, it's breathtaking.
Credit to O'Gara for the most delicate of chips into the perfect area. Yes, you need a little bit of luck, and it did bounce up perfectly for Bow, but how many times have we seen O'Gara practice and execute that? And the more you practice, the luckier you get.
That's it. Fortune favoured the Bull. The easy option was to play for territory, but he went looking for that try. What a wonderful, wonderful score, and this should be 2 more.
It is 14 points in the opening 6 minutes of the second half, and Ireland and Kidney, and we're all beginning to believe, but there is a long, long way to go. Brent Pope, your thoughts?
There's not that far to go, Raoul, but that's just magnificent. We talked at half-time, as did Tony, about the importance of scoring first, and just like in the Scottish match and other matches, they've come out and they've delivered. Ronan O'Gara, who we thought was a bit shell-shocked, put in an inch-perfect kick, and Tommy Bow did the rest. Brilliant.
Indeed it is. Tomas O'Leary back for the aforementioned Ronan O'Gara. And that kick doesn't find touch. And here's Gavin Henson. Wales have game breakers and have the ability to score tries. Ireland must be aware, but they're hunting in packs. Good work again, and they've turned the ball over once more, and Flannery feeds on to Wallace, and the ball is kicked forward again, and Ireland are coming chasing through. Back goes Henson. Coolness personified, just skips away and then throws the pass out to Mark Jones and tries to turn defence into attack. Jones was looking for Shanklin. Fitzgerald knew he was isolated and dumps the winger into touch. Thought about the quick one, but Ireland with the put in to the line out.
And this is the time for cool heads. Settle it down. The Welsh are, they're shell shook at the moment. And there's Jack Kyle with his son Caleb beside him. And what would he give to see that title, that mantle handed over to this wonderful group of players today? But we've a long way to go yet.
Flannery for Leamy and Hayes. In fact, it was Wallace, and Hayes did more than clear up. He gathered and went. Now Dennis Leamy runs into the tackle of Gethin Jenkins. Belief flowing through the veins of the Irish players and the Irish fans in the Millennium Stadium. O'Connell takes it on and slows it down almost deliberately in terms of just wanting to dampen down the Welsh enthusiasm to try and get back into the game. Ireland holding onto the ball. Wales will become immeasurably frustrated the longer Ireland can do it. They do it this time illegally. Wales get the penalty.
You lost the contact. Number 4 put himself on the wrong side. You lost the contact. Number 4 came the wrong side. Roll away.
Stephen Jones punches down the line. Just outside the Irish 22 is where the touch judge Dave Pearson marks the ball. It'll be a Welsh put into the line out. The fields of Athenry in the Millennium Stadium. Not the first time that's been heard. Phillips from the Welsh line out makes the mistake, scrappy mistake, but then Donncha O'Callaghan, I think, got involved in something. Was it O'Callaghan? Well, whoever it was, the referee has reversed the decision. O'Connell can't believe it. Wales have a penalty, and we talked about discipline, Tony, and not giving away stupid penalties.
And that was stupid. I don't know what it was for, whether it was lip or whether there was a follow-on with Phillips. And ironically, it was O'Callaghan who had put the pressure on in the first place, forcing Phillips to drop the ball. That is a shame.
Not 100% sure it was O'Callaghan. Let's confirm it here. Scrappy line-out ball. Phillips knocks it forward. Scrum Ireland. Didn't see what happened after that. %100% for the day so far for Stephen Jones and Wales. He'll feed. He needs this. That his team need this, and they've got it by a matter of millimetres. But it's 3 more points, and they close the gap. Wales 9, Ireland 14.
That's class by Stephen Jones. Moral as well as practical. That was a really, really pressure kick. Suddenly they were within score.
O'Gara with the restart. Is that going to travel the required distance? Just. Wales with Alan Wynne-Jones claim and get some forward momentum. And here's Ryan Jones, who runs into Paul O'Connell and Ronan O'Gara, who manfully wrestle him to the ground and shore up Ireland's defence. Stephen Jones for Tom Shanklin. Shanklin not getting away from Gordon Darcy.
Hands away!
Phillips. Option down that narrow side is Alan Wynne-Jones. Crowd go almost into a respectful silence, afraid to raise their voice in case in doing so they might miss something on the pitch. Here's Martin Williams and Gavin Henson. Jones outside him, but Darcy across to make the tackle before the offload could come. Mark Jones leaves for Mike Phillips and Stephen Jones and David Jones, the blindside flanker, and now Mike Phillips again. Stephen Jones. Shanklin, Wales looking for a way. O'Driscoll saying not mine, and it looks like it was knocked forward, but the referee says no, knock back, and Bowe comes up to make the tackle, and O'Leary's there as well, and Ireland swarm all over Wales, and Gatland consults with the troops.
You know, and it's not often I use the word breathtaking for defence, but the quality of tackling on both sides is absolutely magnificent. The aggression, teams going forward to meet the ball carriers at the gain line, and the determination, red or green, it's exemplary.
You could see O'Driscoll, when he had Shanklin in the air, just for a moment took the pressure off that tackle until the feet were back on the ground. Tomas O'Leary with the box kick, plenty to chase for Ireland, and a Bowe almost away again, but knocked forward this time. Those Gaelic football skills are being employed today. Williams, small man by comparison to Tommy Bowe, who's 6'3", against Shane Williams at 5'9". And in terms of an aerial duel, it really isn't a contest. Bowe just couldn't manage to gather on that occasion.
But it was close. We couldn't see on the replay there. I wasn't sure whether it was Williams' hand touched it or not. Either way, it's a scrum to Wales. Now it's a penalty.
You faded off, you bent off, stay on your feet.
Marcus Horan is the man penalised, and Adam Jones unnecessarily goes over and pats him on the head. There's been an undercurrent of silliness as much as anything else in this. There he is, Adam Jones, 56th international cap today.
That's mine, just give me that gap. I've asked to get a replacement for you, okay?
Here he is, little clap and a pat on the head, and Horan did well not to react. Ball, scrappy, but back to touch, and we'll start again.
Yeah, you're fine, just hold that then. Hey! Put your hands down. It's exactly the same as what you've done the whole game.
O'Connell, as if you needed confirmation, dominant in the line out. And the referee shrill blast of the whistle. Who's he going to have a word with?
I know he is.
Somebody is being pulled out, and it may well be Jamie Heaslip.
I'll tell you when he comes in. Just 1 second. 1 second. 8.
It is Heaslip, and I think there's penalty coming Wales' way.
I'm just going to talk to him. He's taking the supporter out. Okay, it's going to be a penalty on the 15 to red, once I've spoken to this man.
Heaslip
You know how dangerous it is up there, so don't take the support man out. If that happens again, you know what happens on the 15.
Taking the support man out, and it is dangerous, and the referee, if he saw it, had no option other than to penalise it, and that's
Put the support man out.
a silly penalty again, and it gives Wales the opportunity to get themselves even closer.
And extremely dangerous for the man in the air. No complaint. And as you say, it could bring Wales to within 2. It's never going to be easy, was it?
Just get on your feet and then you can have a go. Get off your knees.
Stephen Jones does it again. Wales 12, Ireland 14. How many more chapters do we have to, in some ways, endure in this wonderful afternoon? There's Heaslip. Seems to me he really didn't know where he was more than anything else. Not sure that that was as intentional as we might have first thought.
Anyone else?
I agree, but the referee didn't have that angle. He was behind.
Ian Goff leaves the Millennium Stadium pitch, and in his place comes Luke Charteris to win his 13th cap. Big man, 6'9", almost 20 stone, and he will bring a certain amount of athleticism as well. Good ball handler, is the Dragons man, and in also a change at hooker, Hugh Bennett in, Matthew Rees gone. That may be as much an attempt by Warren Gatland to clean up the mistakes that are happening in the line-out.
Good.
O'Gara with the restart, 2-point game. Where to from here?
Back feet now, God!
Phillips for Stephen Jones.
Take it in. Wait.
Wallace was up quickly.
Yep.
Carney decided not to commit himself and allowed the ball to bounce. Plenty of time to make the decision, and sends it high into the night sky as Gavin Henson claims, and there's a suggestion there of lazy runners getting in Carney's way as he tried to get to Henson, who unleashes himself at Luke Fitzgerald, but the ball bounces back to Tomás O'Leary, and it's now with Jerry Flannery. And O'Leary sets it off to O'Gara. Ryan Jones was a mile offside. Darcy trying to take advantage of the defensive line being a little out of kilter from Wales. Tomás O'Leary, Ronan O'Gara back into the pocket. Donegal O'Callaghan hit hard. Support required. Wales will feel they have it, and they do. And they're growing back into this game, and their crowd is raising the temperature. And all of a sudden we're playing an awful lot more of the game in the Irish half than we did at any other point in the match.
Yeah, they're going to have to dig even deeper still. A very static ball inside there from O'Gara to O'Callaghan, and he got hammered by 3 red shirts, forcing the turnover.
Let's go then.
Good platform for Wales here. Options on both sides as Mike Phillips feeds and Ryan Jones controls at the back. And we'll set it up again. While we do that, let's hear from Conor O'Shea.
Well, Riley, it is all about discipline because we got the lead. Declan Kidney spotted at half-time with Gavin Henson, not a natural full-back. They've exploited Shane Williams there because he's no cover behind him. We got the lead, and it's been ill discipline, and we have to keep cool heads. That's all that's let them back, and you're right, they have grown back in, but we have allowed them grow back into this game, so it'll be difficult to wrest the initiative away.
It will, and we have, 22 minutes left in the game.
Just move. Thank you.
It'll ebb and flow a little bit more, I have no doubt about that, but right now
Back feet 8.
it's advantage Wales, even though they trail by 2 on the scoreboard. Scrum, though, wasn't what it might have been, and Wales are forced back again by some hugely aggressive tackling by Ireland. And have they turned it over again? They have. Terrific play, and again, I do believe that was the man called Paul O'Connell, right in the middle and the thick of it, and he is relentless.
Well, I use the expression about digging even deeper still, and that's exactly what they've done. But they're all involved, Riley. It is O'Connell at the front in the vanguard, but there's also Heaslip, Wallace, all the green shirts cohesively in together. Look at O'Gara joining in as well. All for one, one for all.
At about the hour mark, you start to look to the substitutes bench maybe for Ireland. Leamy already in the game and has been since about the 7th or 8th minute when it was a dislocated finger for Stephen Ferris. There's the try, first from O'Driscoll and then that wonderful run from Tommy Bowe.
You know, you've got to say full credit to the referee as well in relation to O'Driscoll's try to be around there to spot the fact that he had almost, he thought, got over the line and hence went upstairs.
Heaslip for O'Leary, a little kick and chase, and Ireland may well be in again. Bowe and Henson just about got back, but Ireland went off their feet, and that was an unnecessary mistake with Wales pinned back in the corner. And Bowe, well, it's easy to say it from up here. When you arrive, somehow you have to curb your enthusiasm and stay on your feet. But what about this?
And equally, this is one I felt he could have stayed. He certainly kicked a little bit too early. He might have kept the ball in hand. Perhaps the kick was the right option, but executed that little bit early. And yes, he should have stayed on his feet instead of diving on Henson. And that has let Wales off the hook. But again, wonderful attack by Ireland up the right. Precise kick from O'Leary. And there we see the early kick by Bowe allowed Henson get back.
Line out has happened and Wales have managed to secure possession. Here again come Ireland. Rob Kearney, he's had a quiet game in terms of any attacking threat thus far. Ronan O'Gara under pressure from Gethin Jenkins, fires the ball high. Darcy goes up to compete. Gavin Henson makes an absolute hames of it. And Leamy secures possession for Ireland. Flannery called by O'Gara. O'Gara crossfield kick. Ireland slow in the chase up. Williams is back there. O'Gara and Wallace. And where's this one off to? It's still there for Ireland. Bowe once more. Tomas O'Leary down the narrow side. Back wide they go. O'Connell. Darcy, the ball carrier. Pass was forward though. Touch judge on this near side. Dave Pearson, the man to call it. Paul O'Connell says, what pass?
He's some vision. Let's see it here. Yes, it was. Fair play to the touch judge. He got it right. Look at the leg drive there from Darcy. The forward pass had already been given.
Henson. Well, he didn't even get close, just straight through his arms.
Touch. Balls engaged.
Jordan Murphy, Peter Stringer look on. Wales control that scrum. Phillips to Gavin Henson. This a return chip and chase from Wales. Where's it off to? Williams hacks it on. Henson up, but Fitzgerald across. And Luke Fitzgerald in broken play is as dangerous as anyone. Leamy and Hayes. Ball in hand. Terrific play from Ireland. Tomas O'Leary in quickly. Fires it to O'Gara. Fitzgerald. Cries a forward pass. Touch judge not in line this time, so couldn't call it. O'Gara for O'Driscoll. Looking to see where there might be a weakness in defence. John Hayes straightens the line. Good play by the prop forward. O'Connell on hand. Sheer will and determination now from Ireland, and no small amount of creativity and ability as well. It's there for O'Leary and David Wallace.
Hands away now, Red.
From high tempo to slow. O'Connell calls the ball onto himself again. O'Leary goes looking. Ireland hold on, and Wales get the penalty.
Well, they deserve more. You know, in many ways, the second half is unrecognisable from the first. A wonderful chip out by Henson, hack ahead by Williams, and then the counter by Ireland. And the number of players, forwards and backs, who handled in the lead-in, all culminating in that penalty. Oh, they deserve more. tough on the heart.
I can say that again.
There's me. Red will be on the line. That's me. Just give myself a bit of room.
We spoke to Conor O'Shea about 5 or 6 minutes ago, and it was clear that Wales were in the ascendancy at that point, but Ireland have again dug themselves back into the game. The defensive effort holding Wales out and then going through the phases, and they've seemed to find that bit of creativity, that spark that's needed to get in behind the Welsh defence, and it is now they who have the upper hand. Dennis Leamy, concerns for him. Ireland with the second half territory, and they've gobbled up possession.
645. Thank you. Diolch yn fawr.
Again, scrappy Welsh line-out ball, but they have managed to get it back on their own side, and Stephen Jones
Yes, okay.
sends the Gary on. This is going to land outside the 22, but Carney watched all the way, and Tomás O'Leary is back, and so is Luke Fitzgerald, but the Welsh attackers are there in numbers, and Ireland, have they managed? They have. The ball is with O'Gara, and that's a good kick out of hand from Ronan O'Gara. Probably his best of the day, and Ireland needed it.
The platform created by Carney, who did ever so well under intense pressure here, backpedaling at a rate of knots, and Luke Fitzgerald getting involved. But crucially, watch the presentation here by Carney. That allows O'Gara that vital half second to pick a spot.
Jamie Roberts, one of the chasers. And it's taken by Luke Charteris, and it's back with the other substitute, Hugh Bennett.
Just push.
Phillips, captain Ryan Jones. Ireland catch him behind the gain line and continue to compete, and David Wallace goes a-foraging, and Wales are penalised.
He was always on his feet,
on.
number 7.
And the referee clearly said he saw Wallace and he was happy with what he was doing. A strength required to do this, as 1-2, well, he went off onto his knees for a moment, and then a third arrived. Wallace held firm, and O'Gara pins Wales back into their own 22.
Well, that's tremendous scrapping by Wallace. He did go onto his knees at one stage, but immediately back onto his feet, and that allows him to compete legally for the ball.
Left eye of Jerry Flannery shows the scars. Messy for once from Ireland. Not the accuracy required.
Back feet, push.
Just looked like a flat throw from Flannery that didn't find its
Down
man.
the players, please.
And Wales are able to hike it out, and that's the halfway line, and that's Rob Carney, and he's just fumbled it and knocked it forward. Ryan Jones was still a distance away from him when it happened. A moment, no more, no less, from Rob Carney. Advantage being played to Wales. Here's Shanklin back inside to Luke Charteris. O'Connell continues to compete. He is sent back this time. Alan Wynne-Jones carries the ball. Again, Ireland aggressively attacking and trying to disrupt, and Wales are going to have to commit more numbers. Ireland, though, this time off their feet.
Off his feet in the tackle area.
Number 3 is
feet,
John
please.
Hayes.
I don't know what happened, Carney there, that he lost the ball that time. It didn't seem to be in the tackle, he just spilled it. But this now the opportunity for Wales to establish an attacking position, at least at the Ireland 22.
Here's Jordan Murphy. Rob Carney is being taken off by Declan Kidney. And Jordan Murphy in for his 63rd international cap. Now, will Gavin Henson maybe think about a go at goal from here? The distance, I don't think will be an issue for him. It's the accuracy in that distance. that will count, and he has pointed to goal. Well, big occasions, big players, big egos maybe.
Well, he's got the confidence, hasn't he? If memory serves me correct, wasn't the win against England a few years ago over on the far side? Similar position, albeit at the opposite end, and he nailed that one.
Henson for another little bit of glory in a Welsh shirt. He hasn't found the distance, and that is a surprise because we've seen him boot him over from even further out than that. And Jordan Murphy dispatches the ball to touch.
And that'll be a confidence booster for him too, for Jordan. It's a good touch finder being played back to the halfway line. Looks like Peter Stringer taking off his tracksuit.
A rueful shake of the head from Gavin Henson. Never shirks the limelight on that occasion. Didn't deliver. It was a big ask though. Tomas O'Leary spills the ball. There was a hand in there and it may well have saved Ireland as it looked like the ball was about to be turned over. Not spotted by the officials.
O'Callaghan doing really well at the front of the line, getting his hand to the ball.
O'Gara off the side of the boot, and Henson waits and watches, and Darcy and Leamy are up quickly, and O'Driscoll is there as well. Brian O'Driscoll, oh, terrific work by the captain, just absolute ultimate commitment from tackle to turnover, and O'Gara again tries to exploit behind the Welsh defence, and again Bo is within inches of getting on the end of that kick.
But the combined work there, the quick thinking of O'Gara and the work rate of O'Driscoll, as you say. Henson almost getting away. He actually knocked it on there, but sheer determination of body position, putting it back on the Ireland side.
Peter Stringer into the game. Tomas O'Leary makes way. His father, Shawnee, I know, is at home watching on his own. And he will be mightily proud of what his son and this team have achieved. 10.5 minutes more and immortality waits for this group.
And dare we say it, but does any group deserve it more? 10 hard minutes ahead.
You don't always get what you deserve in sport. We've seen it so many times before. Jamie Heaslip claims the ball for Ireland. Into the game also is Rory Best. Flannery gone, and Best at the back of that ruck, and that one was forward, says the referee. And those turnovers, they're frustrating from an Irish perspective. They seem to be in control, they have the territorial advantage, and simple errors just letting Wales off the hook at these crucial times.
Yeah, and they just can't afford it. They seem small, they seem simple, but they're ever so crucial, particularly as players are tiring at this stage in the contest.
And the referee asked that scrum to break up. The bind's not right on either side. Marcus Horan and Adam Jones will face off again. Phillips feed. Ireland try to wheel the scrum. David Wallace wide and awake as Ryan Jones attempted to come off the side. Phillips for Gavin Henson. Stringer was up like a greyhound out of the traps. Jordan Murphy. That is right to the roof of the Millennium Stadium. And Henson watched and waited and returns. Fitzgerald back there, also O'Gara. They're going to let it bounce between them. Always a dangerous thing to do, but it popped up okay for Luke Fitzgerald. Can't afford to kick it out on the full. Keeps the ball in hand. Gap opened up for just a minute, but was closed off. Stringer asks O'Gara to keep pounding Ireland forward over the head of Gavin Henson. And Ireland come up in a line, and what has Henson got as an opportunity here? Not much.
Come out.
Another thumper of a kick. O'Gara for Stringer. And Jordan Murphy leaves it behind him, and it bounced forward. Dear, oh dear.
Oh, that we could do without. And I'd like to see it again, but he should have. It was a careless pass anyway. We might just see it again.
Well, Peter Stringer can't believe it. O'Gara, Stringer. Now it goes behind Jordan Murphy, but then bounces forward.
Yeah.
George Hook, how are you doing over there? Still believing?
Well, you have to believe because Ireland are immeasurably the better side. That doesn't mean they'll be in front on the final whistle because they're allowing this Welsh team back into the game time out of number by errors at a level that we haven't seen in this championship, and it's caused by pressure. It's the kind of pressure that made Steve Davis miss the black in the World Snooker Championship. The only reason these wonderful players are making mistakes is because they are within 8 minutes of history. They know it, and that is an intolerable pressure, which all the money in the world becomes meaningless at this point. This is about their work, their training, their effort, and their commitment.
All those things as Mike Phillips waits for Ryan Jones to release the ball, but the scrum goes down and the referee will have it reset.
It's a new pressure, it's a different pressure, but it's pressure.
Strong body, square body.
This game from the off has had just about everything. What more have they got in store? Stephen Jones, Shane Williams gets away. Williams tried to do it on his own. O'Driscoll back.
No, don't go in there.
Up to the Irish 22. It's been rare that they've been this far upfield. Tackles continue to be made as Hugh Bennett goes looking. Stephen Jones. Ryan Jones, Gethin Jenkins on his shoulder. Rory Best makes the tackle. Phillips. Stephen Jones, they have men over. Up quickly came Fitzgerald. The offload comes. Mark Jones looks up. Just Stringer ahead. Stringer did enough. Ireland get back. The ball there for Wales. The crowd on their feet. They sense this might be the moment for the defending champions going in search of a triple crown of their own. Stolen by Ireland. And Luke Fitzgerald kicks downfield, and if that had stayed in, it would have been interesting. But a huge sigh of relief from those in green. Have no idea how it popped out on the Irish side, but it did.
I don't know where that steal came from. You might see it here, but this is where discipline was paramount, and they had it, they kept it. Who got the hand to the ball there and got it back? I don't know.
I think it was Marcus Horan again, and that for me is the second, at least if not third, crucial turnover for Marcus Horan, winning his 66th international cap today. Often unsung hero. Phillips gets away from O'Connell and gets away from Stringer, and he's almost there. Stringer gets back. The Millennium Stadium on its feet. Ireland somehow survive. Bennett, Stephen Jones, Mark Jones, Ireland up to tackle. Sheer will keeps Wales at bay.
Hands away! That's it.
Phillips, drop it goal. Stephen Jones, this for the lead. He's got it! He's got it! And Ireland have 5 minutes to find their way back.
Well, at least they've got that for 5 minutes, but you can't argue with the quality of that last score from Wales and the build-up to it and the pressure they exerted and the quality of the drop goal. 5.5 minutes, 4.5 minutes. Not by any means impossible. What a drop goal, Ryle. That is a beauty. You talk about pressure. Oh.
Gordon Darcy going around the players that are still standing, and there are one or two just receiving a bit of attention or taking liquid on board, just telling them to raise their heads. O'Connell doing the same. They've all been in situations like this before, maybe not at this level, but for their provinces in crucial games for country as well. Phillips, the creator of that, and he almost went all the way. Eventually Stringer took the big scrum half down. It's a time for calmness when all those around you are losing their heads. What have Ireland got to offer? What must Jack Kyle be thinking? Luke Fitzgerald no longer in the game. Paddy Wallace is in. Fitzgerald off with an injury. It's a 1-point game, and there are 4.5 minutes for Ireland to find their way. And it's gone in on the full. It was brought back into the Welsh 22. So Ireland with the put into the line out.
And that is a bad mistake, bad error by Wales, by Stephen Jones. And this now is the chance.
4 minutes, and you look to O'Gara, and you look to the drop goal, and you wonder how much pressure can one player take.
Well, again, if Ireland are patient and work it into position for O'Gara to take the drop goal. Discipline, patience and organisation again.
Rory Best holds on to the back of those in front. Discipline, patience, the key aspects now, and Paul O'Connell, no better man to lead with that example. O'Callaghan back in to help. Stringer looks to set it up. O'Gara has now dropped back into the pocket. Wallace in front of him as the protector. Clock ticks to 3 minutes. Ireland continue to pick and go. It doesn't get more intense than this moment. Peter Stringer urging his pack, Marcus Horan in particular, to get up and defend. They've almost nothing left to give. Horan for David Wallace, and Wallace is helped by Paddy Wallace, and Ireland in position. This must be it. This must be it for Ronan O'Gara. Drop it goal! Grand Slam at stake! He's got it! Would you believe that? Still there is time for more.
Oh, Jones was good. That was even better. Fantastic. But we've still got 2 minutes to go.
And O'Gara immediately barks out the orders. And the watch is stopped. And many hearts too.
Oh, have you ever known anything like it? And there's been many here over the years. That is unbelievable.
Brian O'Driscoll named the RBS Six Nations Man of the Match. It's been a magnificent spectacle. They have all given their all. O'Connell grabs the ball. Stringer to O'Gara, brought back inside the 22, so kick straight downfield and get that defensive line up. Paddy Wallace tries to orchestrate to make sure they come up in a line. He makes the tackle with Leamy on Gavin Henson. The clock ticks inside 2 minutes.
Hands away, Green.
Phillips for Stephen Jones. Shane Williams tries to get away from David Wallace, but there's no way through. Concrete block that is Wallace. Stephen Jones, Jamie Roberts. Ryan Jones looked like he might cause an obstruction. Referee waves play on. Here's Stephen Jones and Gavin Henson. And on Wales come. Henson never on the losing side of a Six Nations team when he started. Charteris and Alan Wynne-Jones in midfield. Ireland will be happy for Wales to continue to play where they are. Roberts knows they've got to get closer and tries to eke out the yards. Still, they're in their own half. Alan Wynne-Jones.
No penalties.
No penalties now. Penalty is there. And will they take it? Of course they will. 79 minutes and 23 seconds. And Wales have a penalty to win the Triple Crown and break Irish hearts.
Oh, I don't believe it. The quality of his kicking so far under pressure.
The clock ticks on, which means this will be the final act, because when Stephen Jones kicks, we'll be in the 80th minute, and that will be that. It's come down to this. All the dreams and all the hopes and all the aspirations of this Irish Grand Slam effort on Stephen Jones making or not making this kick. Has it? Has not made it. Touchdown. And it's Ireland's day. Yes! 61 years of waiting. How sweet this moment is for Irish sport and for Irish rugby and for a group of players who quite simply believed.